attention once again, everyone, for our final contestants of these finals today. So Ben is our fifth contestant of today. Benjamin Johansson is a Westgate High School student, and his business is Riverside Farms. So Ben, yep, you're on.
Okay.
Is there a way to extend this thing? So it's,
The mic?
yeah.
As high as it goes, Mike.
Oh, okay.
We can hear you.
Okay, good. So my business idea is Riverside Farms. And Riverside, oh, I forgot to add a slide, so I have it on paper. Riverside Farms is a market garden. It's based out of Slate River, Ontario. With the way I plan on growing things, there's going to be no chemical pesticides because you need special equipment and a license. And there'll be no chemical fertilizers because that's the cost of that quite prohibitive. We'll be using traditional methods. So the methods that were used before chemical pesticides and chemical herbicides, or no, before the chemical stuff. My target market is the higher income families around here, the vegetarians and vegans, the people who dislike GMOs for their reasons, the health conscious consumer, and those looking to learn about farming. The total land base that I'll have is 9/16 of an acre. So that's 156 feet by 156 feet. So something close to the average city yard, I think. Back, yeah. So why Riverside Farms? I'm the fourth generation family of farmers. I want others to have their own personal experience with how food is produced. I know that the produce won't be uniform sizes, shapes, or colors. But that's the way I think it should be. Our tomatoes will be juicy and sweet. The corn will bring back childhood memories of the corn that Grandpa used to grow. The carrots will remind you of your snack after school on the last day. The potatoes will be like Grandma's potatoes on Thanksgiving dinner, the gravy. I'm part of your community. I grow everything in my backyard. I sell it from my doorstep. And I believe in the small business owner. I think everyone should see how vegetables are grown and harvested. It just makes sense. Family history. Oops. Okay. Yep, thanks. So here's some family history. In 1925, my great-grandfather Gus Johansson immigrated to Canada from Sweden. When Gus arrived in what is now Slate River, he purchased a farm. That same farm is still in the family. It's coming up on 100 years. In 1934, my grandpa Robert Johansson was born, living and working on the family farm until 2014 when he retired. In 1969, my dad Eric was born. He grew up on the family farm and eventually took it over in 2014 when my grandpa retired. In 2000, I was born. I took a strong interest in what happened at the farm from a very young age. I was always around the animals at the barn and out in the fields. Thanks. The key personnel. I would be the president, CEO, and working manager of Riverside Farms. My grandpa Robert would be the knowledge, resource, and sound advice. He has 80 plus years experience out in Slate River. My dad Eric would be the logistics and operations advisor. He has 40 plus years experience out in Slate River. The ownership and financial plan. Ben will own 100% of Riverside Farms. Profits will be distributed with the intent of sustainability and growth. 50% will be reinvested into Riverside Farms. So on a good year, that's $6,593. Then 25% goes to pay off operational costs. So that's your fuel, your seed, equipment maintenance, and 25% goes to me to compensate me for my work and time. These figures are made from a good year scenario, so there's lots of variables on how the year goes. Now for the operations. To start off the year, we'll do general maintenance tasks on equipment. First up, we will prepare the soil by plowing to bring up fresh soil, disking to make the soil less clumpy, and finally rototilling to make a proper seed bed for the seeds. Next, we get the planter out and make sure it's functioning properly, and we plant the seeds in rows before it rains to get the best start. Now we'll have weeding on the schedule. We weed with a cultivator instead of using herbicides because of the need for specialized equipment and a license. Weeding will take place once a week with the intent to reduce competition for the plants to reach their best. Last but not least, we have harvest time. Crops will be checked for signs of being ready to ensure peak flavor. Once the crops are ready, we will put up posters at local posters notify the public that the crops are ready to be picked. All crops that are not harvested, once they're past their prime, they'll go to local food banks to reduce the waste. And another thing about Riverside Farms, it's a you-pick farm, so you come out, you pick the vegetables, and then you pay by the pound. So why you-pick, you might ask? I feel that as farmers, it is our duty to educate the public about what we do, how we do it, and why we do it the way we do. I believe the best way to learn is hands-on in the moment. So the way I chose to educate the public is to allow them to come out and see what happens out in the gardens. Marketing plan. Riverside Farms will be marketing via low-cost mediums such as using posters and advertisements at local businesses and on Kijiji and other classified websites. Considering the amount of social media users, a Facebook page is an excellent way to reach out to the consumers at a low cost. In the future, Riverside Farms will create a web presence to further our exposure. Pricing of the cost will be by the pound as shown in the table. No. Prices might be a little bit high because it's a premium product, so it's natural, it's grown using it's growing without pesticides and herbicides, chemical fertilizers. I don't really agree with that stuff. And others in this market niche. There's only one other farm with similar operations to Riverside Farms. Riverside Farms' product lineup is similar to parts of theirs, using similar growing practices. One advantage that Riverside Farms has is that we are located out on Highway 61. It's a major highway outside of Thunder Bay. It goes towards the border. Riverside Farms has another advantage, the low cost of equipment. The last advantage is that Riverside Farms can expand exponentially due to the availability of land. And there's the startup cost. To start, Riverside Farms will need $1,494 for a tractor, cultivator, seeds, fuel, a rototiller, manure, and advertising. Costs are broken down in the chart. Now, if I win, I plan on using the money that I've won to start Riverside Farms. If not, I'll use personal money. So, and there's the yearly cost. So the manure, it's free because my dad has a pile of it. Yeah. The land, we have 100 acres or so on Slate River. And there's gasoline, we need that to run the tractor. Advertising, we need that so that people know about Riverside Farms. The seed, that's $75 to plant everything. Labor, that's that 25% that I mentioned earlier. And that comes to a total of $3,589. Yeah, it frustrates me too. There. No, I think the next one. No, next one. Somewhere. Yeah, there. That's the right one.
I'll just sit here with you, okay?
Okay, thanks. Now, here's the anticipated revenue on a good year. So, the yield, that's how much we get from harvest. So, using averages I found online in my research, I'm gonna get about 1,000 pounds of carrots, 1,250 pounds of carrots at $2.25 a pound. And that'll be $2,812.50 in money just from the carrots. That's in sales. Then tomatoes, that's 650 pounds in yield. At $3.25, that's $2,112.50 in sales from the tomatoes. Then beans, that'll be $3.50 a pound. And then there's 650 pounds in predicted yield. And that will be $2,275. Sweet corn, about a 300-pound yield from a 1/16 of an acre. No, yeah, that's for a 1/16 of an acre. At $1.50 a pound, that's $450. And then beets, 600 pounds. Then there's the price of $1.99 a pound. That's $1,194 in sales from the beets. And then cucumbers, about 600 pounds in yield, at $2.25 a pound is $1,350 in yield. And then potatoes, that's 850 pounds or so, at $1.75 a pound. That is $1,487.50 in sales. Onions, that's 1,100 pounds or so in yield, at $1.50 a pound. That'd be $1,650 in sales. And then kale, yuck. That'll be about 200 pounds. And it's $6.50 a pound. That's only because it's so light and fluffy. It's not dense at all. That'll be $1,300 in sales. That comes to a total of can't talk today. Oh, that's okay. That'll be $14,631.50 in sales. That's for a good year, assuming everything goes really well and we sell everything. It's hard to find out the not so good years because there's so many variables. But I have a slide that goes with the revenue for the bad years. So it follows the same prices, but it's half the yield. So it's in turn half the prices of the or half the sales, because there's only half the crop that I can sell. That's a total value of $7,349.80. Then I have a cost of $4,740. That goes to $2,609.89 in profits for a bad year. And I have a map to Riverside Farms. So it starts at the airport and then goes out 61 to where Riverside Farms is. Any questions so far?
So it's all organic then?
It's kind of organic. It's organic with all the certification.
Is it organic technically? Because that's like our
Not really.
Make it organic.
I have to get certification. That takes forever. Like 5 years just to get the land certified.
But you could still say it's grown without pesticides and everything
Yeah.
else and all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can call it natural because that's close to organic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's some of the exhibits. And there's the tractor I bought recently that can be used for Riverside Farms. And the cultivator that'll be used for weeding in the rows. Get rid of the weeds. Then we got the Then we got the planter. That's to put the seeds in rows in a neat, organized way. And then we have more exhibits. So the first picture on the left, that's the garden from last year. That was taken a few weeks ago when the ground was still thawing out, so it's kind of wet. But it's dried out now and it's half planted. And then the center picture, that's the catnip that my stepmom grew last year. That's it starting out this year, sprouting. And the third picture, that's where I can expand into next year, or if I never need to expand. And final words. I chose Riverside Farms as my idea, all because of my love of farming, being outside and connecting with everything around me. I want to provide an opportunity for people to see how the small farm works using historic methods. I think everyone should be able to have a glimpse into the farming life. I feel that every person should have the opportunity to be out in nature, in the fresh air, and be directly involved in food production. I'd like to thank the event organizers, the judges, and the people I'm here with, and a special thanks to Miss Cool Hoffman. That's everything.
Okay. You did a fantastic job.
Yep.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
making the final five. That's an accomplishment itself. I love that you have a passion for farming. I love that it's been in your family for almost 100 years, so congratulations to your family, your dad Eric and your grandfather as well. And I love that it's going to be natural, because I'm a natural guy. I don't like a lot of things with pesticides or fertilizers in it. So you'll have a customer right here, so I'll be out to see you. Yeah, and other than that, I really liked your presentation. You did a good job, and you made me hungry with all this food, so good luck with everything. Congratulations.
Yeah, excellent. And I like that you educated us with the family history, and that you have your father and grandfather as resources, so knowledge base there. That's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll run into some questions, and they're there to help support you, so that's great. I like that you mentioned you would inject your own money into it. It's a passion of yours. I could tell that you're very passionate about it. And I like that you want to invite people out there to be a part of that process. I think that's really important. And I like that it is natural. I'm big on that too, so I will be out there absolutely picking some kale. It's my favorite.
I like that you've already written into your business plan a charitable aspect to it. I feel that that's really important as a small business. I have a question. You are a U-Pick farm.
Yes.
When I go to do the berry picking, they teach you how to pick the berries properly. Are you going to have some educational aspect of teaching people how to take corn off properly, all of these things? Do you have that as part of what you're doing?
Yeah, I do.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I like that you're a hardworking farmer. I grew up as a farmer. The world needs more hardworking people like that, right?
Yeah.
It'll carry you through a lot of your business troubles you'll run into along the way. I'd say, if you could get a website up and going very well, because you got to get your name out there.
Yeah.
Maybe build a sign on the highway, because thousands of people go down that highway every day.
Yeah.
If you could get a sign out at the highway so people know that it's there and they know they can go pick this stuff, like Gammondales with the strawberries or whatever. I believe people will do that. Maybe one of the other things that you could look into, if you could partner with a restaurant or something that would buy up your surplus supplies before they go to waste. Like say if people can only pick so much and you can only sell half it, if you could have someone in waiting to buy the rest from you so you don't take a loss.
Yeah.
And maybe look into crop insurance.
That's another good plan.
Yeah, because my grandpa's a farmer. He would have crop insurance because he'd be worried about the bad year scenario.
Yeah.
And you can get insurance to cover that. It might not be worth it when you're really small, but if you expanded really huge, where you have hundreds of acres, you could have insurance. So no matter what, it is going to be good case scenario. Yeah. And other than that, good job.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ben. Nicely done. Question for you.
Yes.
It's going to be on the family farm.
Yes.
Are you going to be leasing your acreage from the family?
No, my dad said I can use it for free.
So that That's good.
Yeah.
That's less expense, right?
Yeah, less
And
expense.
so as far as you brought up insurance here, Dan, as far as the family farm insurance, that's going to cover liability when you invite the public on the land. Want to ensure that does.
Yeah, should look into that.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's the U-pick. You know, it's a hot spot right now in the food market of the whole, you know, farm to plate movement.
Yeah.
I don't think it really matters that you won't be certified organic, because people are there taking it all the soil themselves, so they're going to know its quality and where it comes from.
Yeah.
The disadvantage to that is you just have a smaller market, because you won't have as many people at your place as you would at different stores.
Yeah.
You started off talking about marketing, about, you know, grandma's potatoes, grandpa's corn, and that. I think that's brilliant. Yeah, keep that going, because when people think of their food memory, they're really thinking of, you know, family memories, and,
Yeah.
and that's really important. So I thought you did a really great job there. As a banker, I really like the fact that you forecasted a bad year,
Yeah.
because we know not everything goes as well as planned. So
Yeah.
that's called contingency. So you have that, and you also try to mitigate those facts too. So really good job on that part too.
Yeah.
Great job overall, thanks.
Thanks.
James is going to take you outside and he's going to do that metal work. Awesome job, Brian.
Now, I would invite the Deborah to help the judges to recruise themselves. We've had our 5 presentations now, and the judges are going to go into the back room there and come up with our 3 winners and the 2 runners-up. We will have the announcement of the winners today. We don't let them, the contestants out of here without knowing who has won. We've always had that as part of the contest. We think that's a bit unfair to the young people to send them home or something and have them wait until tomorrow or next week to find out. So the job doesn't get any easier for the judges, and we'll have that done in a few moments. Might take a few minutes. You're more than welcome to stay for the presentation of the winners in a while here. Thank you very much for attending.